Okay.
I'm going to hand these back, hang on to them, give them to the bailiff.
Yes, sir. Hand it to the bailiff. Hand it to the bailiff. Sir.
Not yet, sit down. He'll come in and get them.
Okay, we're in session in two cases. The first case is cause number 329240. And the second case is cause number 329610. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jerome Ray Goodman. We have Mr. Jerome Ray Goodman appearing via Zoom. Mr. Goodman, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Goodman, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Goodman, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Goodman?
All right. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Goodman. You're here. You're represented by your attorney, Mr. Christopher Bynum, who is also appearing by Zoom. Mr. Bynum, how are you doing?
Morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Bynum, do you waive a record in Mr. Goodman cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Goodman, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about January 2nd of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Mr. Goodman, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Goodman, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty. No contest. No contest. No contest, sir.
Okay, now are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Goodman, I have before me another document that is titled the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments.
Sir.
On page 2 of this document, Mr. Goodman, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked nola contendere. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, I have.
And on page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are.
And on the next document, which is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there's a signature also above a line that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document also?
Yes, you are.
And there are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do understand, sir.
And the second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Goodman, did you sign a document out there that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Goodman, prior to signing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, he have.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. You like to offer State's exhibit number 1 and State's exhibit number 2, the
Yes,
probable cause affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Bynum?
No objection.
No objections. State's exhibits number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Bynum, you have advised and counseled Mr. Goodman. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Goodman, your attorney, Mr. Bynum, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, you are.
Mr. Goodman, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your pleas and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 100 days county jail with 100 days credit. And that is to run concurrent, tax and retire the court costs. And that's to run concurrent with cause number 329610.
Okay, Mr. Goodman, the state is offering that you serve 100 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 100 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case, Mr. Goodman, is $332, but you will not have to pay the $332 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. In this case, we'll run concurrent with cause number 329610. Mr. Goodman, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do accept.
Mr. Goodman, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Goodman, we will move on to your next case. And your next case, Mr. Goodman, is cause number 329610. And the information in this case alleges that on or about April 11 of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Mr. Goodman, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir, I understand.
And to this charge, Mr. Goodman, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, you pleaded no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Goodman, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This document alleges that, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. And on this document, on page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on a line that is checked nolla contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, I have.
And on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, you are.
And on the next document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there is a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, I have.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you are waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Goodman, did you sign a document out there that is titled the discovery certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Goodman, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, he have.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Right.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. You like to offer State's Exhibit number 2 as well, the probable cause affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objections.
No objections. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Bynum, you've advised and counsel Mr. Goodman in this case as well. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Goodman, your attorney has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, you are.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, you are.
Mr. Goodman, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that you, the evidence is sufficient beyond a reasonable doubt to find you guilty. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 100 days county jail with credit for time served, tax and retire the court costs, and that is to run concurrent with cause number 329240.
Mr. Goodman, the state is offering that you serve 100 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be on probation, because you have already served 100 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court costs in this case, Mr. Goodman, of $327, you will not have to pay that because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. And this case will run concurrent with cause number 329240. Mr. Goodman, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Goodman, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Goodman, this will conclude your cases. Please follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Bynum, I think this is your only cases that you have today. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bynum, you're excused, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too, thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Get this to the Lord, to the.
What the hell is in your head, boy? She had to have somebody escort her around. She can't be running the streets. And the way she walked you, man, I wouldn't buy no mercy.
Did you find out if there was anything else holding me? Did you find out if there's anything else holding me?
No, I don't think there is.
Okay,
This is Mr. McCauley, Your Honor.
okay, hold on a minute.
Julie, does he have any other pending cases?
Let me check really quick.
Holy.
I just need to know if there's anything holding me here after I sign for this.
He's checking.
It doesn't look like it from what I can see.
Okay, are y'all ready to proceed?
We're ready, Judge.
Okay. This is cause number 325580. The case is style of State of Texas versus James Byron McCauley. We have Mr. McCauley appearing via Zoom. Mr. McCauley, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. McCauley, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McCauley, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. McCauley?
Cold.
Oh, okay. We hope that we can get some clothes in there to warm you up. Now, Mr. McCauley, you're represented by your attorney in this case. And hold on a
Did you
minute.
forget my name, Judge?
No, I'm trying to find the case. Okay. Okay. What page is on? At the bottom. Okay. Yeah, you're represented here by your attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank. And Mr. Burbank, how are you doing?
I am doing fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Burbank, do you waive a record in Mr. McCauley's case?
We do.
Okay. Mr. McCauley, I have before me a motion to revoke your probation. And this motion alleges that in cause number 325-580, that you were tried on March 13th of 2020 for the offense of fictitious registration certification, a misdemeanor, that on such date that you was found guilty and assessed punishment at a term at 90 days confinement in the Jefferson County Jail and a fine of $300 in accordance with the provisions of Article 42.12 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Your confinement was probated for a period of 6 months. The state filed the motion to revoke your probation on March 9th of 2021. In this motion, there are 3 allegations. The first allegation alleged that you, James Byron McCauley, failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office as ordered by the court for the months of November and December of 2020 as directed in violation of condition 4 of your probation order. Mr. McCauley, is that true or not?
Yes, Your Honor, true.
All right. Now, allegation number 2 alleged that you failed to pay court-assessed fees as ordered by the court, and as of December 22nd of 2020, you were $682 in arrears in violation of condition 8 of your probation order.
That's true too.
True? Okay. And allegation number 3 alleges that you, Byron, that James Byron McCauley failed to perform community service hours as required.
That's true too.
Ordered by the court in violation of condition 14 of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
That's true.
Okay. Now, Mr. McCauley, are you pleading true to allegations 1, 2, and 3 freely
Yes,
and
Your Honor.
voluntarily? And are
Yes,
you
sir.
pleading true because they are true?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. McCauley, I have before me, hold on a minute. Huh? Okay, let's see.
Nigga, you move out the way, sir, it's a lot, we go, man, Same way, you know, well, I don't know. That thing that was changed all that.
Uh-oh.
Both quadrants, and lateral. Okay. Got that thing in jail. All in the shit. I mean, when does this shit ever become fun around here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, Mr. Burbank, I was looking at Mr. McCauley's misdemeanor plea admonishments. It looks like he only said true to allegation number 1. Is that correct?
You put true to all 3 of them, Judge.
All 3.
Okay, but on the form, he only wrote, his initials is by one allegation. Now, let me ask you this here. Mr. McCauley, do I have your permission to write all three allegations on the line that it says MTRP true to allegations 1, 2, and 3?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Burbank, I have your permission as well?
Whatever you'd like to do, Your Honor. Absolutely.
Okay,
I thought it was down there, Judge. I apologize.
okay, okay. Now, Mr. McCauley, I have before me a document that is titled the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, which is State's Exhibit number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked MTRP true to allegations 1, 2, and 3. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
Okay, now, on the third page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
It is.
And on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there is a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Did you place your signature on this document as well?
Yes, I did.
And there are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box check states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, Mr. McCauley, before you signed and initial to these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Burbank, go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay. State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections to State's 1, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Burbank, you advised and counseled Mr. McCauley. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. McCauley, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. McCauley, I will accept your plea true to allegations 1, 2, and 3. I will also find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your pleas and waivers were freely and voluntarily given, and I'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, and your probation is hereby revoked. Hey, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 11 days county jail with 11 days credit for time served, tax and retire the court costs.
Okay. Mr. McCauley, the state is offering that you serve 11 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 11 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case is $57, but you would not have to pay the $57 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Mr. McCauley, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
I do.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I accept it.
Okay, Mr. McCauley, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. This will conclude your case. Mr. McCauley, please follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
See you later, James.